Welcome to Success, the Journey. I have with me in the studio today Sheeba V, who is an internationally renowned executive coach. Sheeba, tell me about yourself. What got you into coaching?
Well, that's an excellent question, and I don't really think you want to know all of that story.
Start at the beginning.
Well, the beginning is I am a firm believer in what I want, I should go after and get. And I set objectives for myself, and I've always been this way. And when I would look around at different people with whom I knew, who were my clients or things like that, I saw that they wasn't necessarily playing out that way for them. They weren't always necessarily reaching the objectives in a satisfactory way. So then I thought about it, and I thought, well, what makes me able to reach certain these objectives? And then I really broke it down, and I saw that success really clearly is, Simon, a function of self-awareness. So I certainly had that. I certainly had the focus, and then it was just about finding a way to get to where I needed to get to.
Tell me, Sheeba, the kind of clients you have, they're senior executives, are they older, younger, or across the board?
Well, they are generally older. I do have a sweet spot for 55 and older in terms of clients.
55 and older,
yes.
Okay.
And
some gray hairs.
Maybe. But so it's 45 and older. 45 is my cutoff, and then I work with people ideally 55 and older. So my clients are all usually a couple decades older than me.
Tell me, being a woman of obviously Asian origin, do you find that acts as an advantage, or do you find that acts as a disadvantage as you coach your executives through their journey?
What? It is what it is. I've grown up in lots of small little white communities in Canada. I've always been the way that I am. I have 4 brothers and have always grown up very comfortable around men. It just is what it is. And so I don't actually find, I try not to pay too much attention to it.
Really? So there must be a secret sauce. I mean, these executives, they're obviously very experienced already, but there's something missing. They're looking for something on that journey. And the show that we're about to begin with, we're going to be looking at other businesses in their journey. We're going to be interviewing the CEOs and the leaders in the company, and you're going to be asking questions, and I'm going to be doing it from an analyst point of view. What do you see you can help these young businesses with? What do you think you can do in that journey that they're on in terms of coaching them?
Well, again, if I go back to the formula that I apply to my life, I really find it usually is success is always a function of those 3 pieces. Self-awareness, how much is that being factored in to the plans, the objectives? Focus, how focused are we on what we say we're trying to achieve? And how solid is the strategy? How informed is the strategy with those 2 other pieces?
Do you turn the charm on a little bit sometimes too?
I don't know if I turn the charm on them so much, because it's less about charm. I'm not an inexpensive coach. I believe that my clients come to me, CEOs and senior executives around North America. I believe they come to me because I am results oriented. They get what I'm about. They accept that
So what's the result? I mean, that's very intangible for me. You know, to me, a result is an improvement on a number.
Sure.
Is that ultimately what you're trying to do? Is help
you bet.
them
I mean, I can
make
give
more
you
money?
organizations where I've certainly increased shareholder value. I've certainly made some strategic moves operationally with organizations.
How have you done that? You don't know these businesses, Sheeba. How can you go in and suddenly become the magic wand lady? You're dressed like a magician, so I can see you look the part, but how do you make that magic wand happen?
Yeah, I kind of hear that suggestion. Do I turn on my charm, and how do I do it?
Right.
Well, you know, that's kind of, there's an intangible piece there, Simon, that I can't necessarily express, because it's not about who needs a coach, it's who wants a coach. And so sometimes it's all about finding that person who comes into our life at that right season and who gets it, who gets what we're about and gets what we're trying to accomplish. So to answer your question about how can I run, you know, these billion-dollar companies or multinationals or whatever, it's less about what I know, and it's more about reminding them and asking them the questions to help them get to where they're needing to get to.
So be very clear about this. The purpose of the show is to take the audience through the steps of maturing a business from almost inception through to incubation and then the ultimate arrival of success. And you believe that, and I think that's very true, that you need to look at the business from a vision standpoint, as you talked about before and when we met first of all, and then realizing the vision throughout what you do in the business. And that translates to profit. That's kind of what we're saying. Okay, great. Well, let's get on with the show.